Hello and welcome to Wireman's Whimsy. I'm Lorraine and today we're going to make this gorgeous card using the Quiet Meadow stamp set, and the dies are called the Meadow dies. So the Quiet Meadow stamp set and the Meadow dies. We are also going to use the Time Worn Type 3D embossing folder. So the premise for this card is an idea that I saw on Pinterest, and I couldn't find the designer series paper. I couldn't find anything I really liked. So then I thought, well, why don't I just make it myself? So on Tuesdays, I do like to do kind of a technique Tuesday, something that's just not just a straightforward card, but something to teach something else to do with the product you've got. So what I did is I took some basic white. I put adhesive sheets on the back so it makes it a sticker, makes it really easy to put these down. So what I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to use blending brushes and ink up the cardstock with the adhesive on the back. And I need to be able to cut 2 of these and 1 of these out. So I'm just going to keep on inking up my brush, and usually I would say rub off first. I'm not interested in that. I want all kinds of different colors on here. I want all kinds of different levels of color, because when it's cut out, I want those differences. So you can use different colors if you want. You can layer up some garden green with the Mossy Meadow. I'm currently using Mossy Meadow on this one. And I do need 2 of these, and I don't think I'll be able to get 2 out of this piece. I might just wiggle it, but I'm actually going to do some more just along the edge here. And I'm just going to keep swirling it in like that so that I get lots of variation of color. Now, when I do the flower, I'm going to blend some of the Mossy Meadow on, but then I can use this as a measure. I need to tuck this away and get out the rich razzleberry. So we'll go with the rich razzleberry next. And then I'm going to, again, just swirl it on. Doesn't matter about that blob of color that we get. And I know that I have a little flower down here, so I need some color there. So I've got enough color on that. Now I just need to cut them out. So what I'm going to do is take my cutting mats. I'm going to line it all up, and I'll have to run it through twice. Sometimes I have all of this prepped beforehand and we just build the card, but in this case I actually wanted to show you the technique. And you just lay this down on here so that we've got the color kind of picked up. I'll sandwich it up and we'll run it through, so you get to listen to the wheel turning on the Stampin' Cut and Emboss quite a lot on this video. We'll run that through, and then we will cut another stand of leaves. And there's stem. So when we cut this out, what we've got is a flower that's already adhesive on the back, so we don't end up with glue everywhere. Let's just pop this out. There we go. So there's the one flower, and see how by just not bothering to smear off first, we've got the variations in color. And you can really see it on these leaves. I'll just pop it against a piece of white. You can really see all the variations in the leaves there. So it's almost like a watercolor, but you've just done it. And that's just messy smearing, just brushing it on with the blending brush. So let's sandwich this up, run it through one more time. and then we can stamp the card front. So I've got a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of basic white, and I've got a basic white card base. So we'll just take this out, and again, these are the Meadow dies. I just need to pop this out. Come on. Oop, there we go. So just pop these off to the side for now, and this can just, if you wanted to use this as a stencil for another project, you absolutely could, or you can just bin them, whatever works for you on that. So those are the dies. So now let's see, what do we need to do? We've got our card base and our 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to take the word stamp from the set, and I'm going to use basic gray. I just want to make sure that I'm actually staying in frame here on this one. So I am just stamping this down, offsetting it a little bit, just one right under the other. Again, that offset, that little bit. And I've done it 5 times, so it basically covers there. And this is basic gray again. And then I've taken Sahara sand because I wanted a lighter color, but I wanted to tone the green in. And the Sahara sand just has that little tone of green in it. And I'm using the scatter dots. I don't know what you call them, splatter. I just call them scatter dots from the stamp set. And I'm just popping them around just to create that kind of carefree kind of look. So there, and that's done with the Sahara sand. And now I can take this and I can run it through the time-worn type. I don't know if you can see the difference. I don't know. It's a really subtle folder. Although it's a 3D folder, it's really subtle. So I don't know if you can see the difference, but it just adds that little pizzazz. I do like an embossing folder for just adding that extra level of interest to a card. So we'll run that through, and we will, oh, there we go. See, it always bangs with the embossing folders because you can't put them through at an angle. So there we go. We've got this piece. We can use dimensionals to pop this on here. So I'm trying to go as fast as I can because I like to keep my videos relatively short, definitely under 15 minutes, prefer under 10, and if I can do it in 5 or 6, that's even better. So there we go. Let's just peel all these dimensionals off. I put lots of dimensionals on because the time-worn type folder is lots and lots of little impressions, so it kind of makes the paper just a little bit soft. It's beautiful, but it's a little bit soft. So I put lots of dimensionals on just to make sure it's stable, make sure it's the right way up. And I liked the time-worn type one with this because it's got that, the letter stamp is that kind of aged type. Okay, so now we are going to pop the flower on. And again, I used the adhesive sheets, so it should just peel off. Okay, and this one, of course, wants to be difficult because I'm doing it on the video. There we go. You just need to carefully peel it off because you don't want to break any of the stems or little leaves that are on here. And I had actually used a split sheet of this, so I've still got just a little bit of adhesive sheet stuck on the side there. Okay, so we're going to pop this down just like this. And that looks great on its own, but we are going to add the 2 stems as well. So let's see if we can peel that up. And there we go. I always try and peel with the direction of any leaves or anything instead of against it, so that nothing tears off. But sometimes it just needs to go the way it needs to go. Okay, and then let's pick this one up and peel this one off. And drop this one down like that. And then I did the Thinking of You from the Quiet Meadow set. It's the greeting in the set there. And I did it in second value because when I did it in first value, it was really, really dark compared to the softness of the blending brush. So I just put a couple of dimensionals on here. If you've got some rich raspberry ribbon or some other embellishment, you can add it. I really like this just as it is. A really pretty card to say Thinking of You. And there we go. So I hope you like this. I hope you liked the technique of creating your own kind of DSP or your own colors to die cut out of, and how easy it is just to do that extra little bit of color there. So thank you so much for watching, and we will create together again soon.